Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an early look at Planets³ pre-alpha. This is a game that's currently in development by Cubicle Drift. I almost want to call them Cubicle Draft for some reason. I don't know why. My brain's weird. Anyway, this is a voxel-based survival creative sandbox game. Yes, it's another one of those. There are thousands of those, as there are thousands of sports games, as there are thousands of, open world action RPGs. There's thousands of MMOs. Actually, I think there's millions of MMOs now, but either way, this one, I almost want to do the same thing that people did with Terraria, where they were describing Terraria as Minecraft only 2D. I almost want to call this Starbound in 3D. Sort of. Not exactly. This game does have multiplayer, but as of this recording, I do not know how to set up a multiplayer server. I've not figured it out. I don't know where the server files are located. They're not in the download, at least not that I can find. It could just be a command line argument that I have to give the executable to make it run as a server. Don't really know. Haven't seen anything on the forums. There is at least one server up, so somebody does have a server up. Now, whether that person is actually someone who works for Cubicle Drift or not, I don't know. Currently, this game is available for $15 on their website. It is pre-alpha, like I said. They've just released it the other day. Version is 0.7.9.1. So yeah, it's still very, very early. There's not a whole lot to it. Let's go take a quick look at the options. There's not a lot going on in here. You've got thread count. I've tinkered with this a bit. I brought it all the way down to 0. I brought it up to 4, and I brought it up to 7, which is the maximum. 0, don't do it. Just don't do it. Just no. Bad. No. 4 seems to be great. I'm thinking you would do it for, however many cores you have, or if you've got a hyper-threaded, however many threads you can do. In this case, it only goes up to a maximum of 7. I think that's all the game can do. Although I haven't seen any difference between 4 and 7, and that very well could be because I only have a quad-core processor. So, yeah. If you have an 8-core and you bring it up to 7, you may notice a significant increase. Not entirely sure. View distance is equivalent to render distance. So 24 meters is as far as I can view, which doesn't seem like much, but when we get in the game, you'll see how it kind of works. Graphics quality is a little drop-down menu here. Nothing too spectacular there. So let's hop over into the controls. This is the first place you're going to want to go. If you're using a standard QWERTY keyboard, you're going to want to be here. Excuse the big booming truck that decided to downshift just while going outside my window. That was delightful. Anyway, this is set up by default to have an AZERTY keyboard layout. So if you're using a QWERTY keyboard and you go into play, things aren't going to work, like, at all. Because, well, on an AZERTY, the Z key is where the W key is on a QWERTY. So forward is Z. It's kind of discombobulated. So rebinding the keys is almost required. So that's pretty much it. You can rebind a lot of keys, a lot of different options here, a lot of different things. You're going to be referring back to that quite often. So let's talk about the menu enough. Let's hop in here. Let's quickly show you how to create a universe here. Click on create a universe and you put in a seed and a name. That's pretty much it. There's not much to it. And deleting it, you got that little X. We're just gonna hop in, click play, and we're gonna load up the world. All right, so here we are on our little spawn point here, which is precariously perched on this tree. And I've been fiddling with some blocks up here. So yeah, but here we are on hello. in kind of a foresty type thing. So everything is voxels, as you can tell, as I said, but you can see here that they're not all just squares. It is, you've got some different, well, you got some cuts in it. So to do that, it's very simple. You know, you've got your different tools here. Let's start off with your tools. So each tool does the same thing. It literally is the same damn thing, except it's different sizes. So your shovel, it's 1 by, I guess it'd be 3 by 3 by 1. Yeah, we'll do it that way. 3 by 3 by 1. Your pick is 1 by 1 by 3. This is a mace, I believe is what they're calling it, which is a 3 by 3 by 3. And then this is your, like, scoop. What do they call this? Robotic arm digger. Which is a 5 by 5 by 5. And that just chews things. Just nom 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 nom. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, nom nom nom. And then you've got your blocks. And you can place your blocks. These just happen to be the dirt blocks. One thing you'll probably notice is that these blocks don't have textures. They're just solid colors. That's it. There's nothing spectacular to them. Just solid colors. And you can see that as I'm placing it, they actually have different what, hues of that color? Hue works. Yeah, we'll call it hue. So it kind of has this dithering effect, which is quite nice. So if you wanted to produce a dithered effect, you don't have to go in and choose a different block. Not that there are that many blocks. Like, there's only 2 pages here. So there's quite a few, but there's not enough that allow you to do this dithering on your own. Which I'm kind of hoping that they add that ability, because, you know, I'm sure sometimes you wouldn't want that. Or if you want to do your own, like you're doing a pixel art or something and you want to do your own dithering. It'd be cool to have options to control shade. Maybe there is and I just didn't see it. It's something in the controls that I just missed. But that'd be a nice addition. And you'll notice that I can do that. It allows you to actually slide. You can go up and down. It only allows you to do it on one plane as far as I've been able to figure out. If it has the ability to do, like if I can do that and then this and then go up, if it's like, let me press some modifiers here and no. So far, that's all you can do. Yeah, anyway, let's hop down here. Ooh. And this is where you see the view distance. So the view distance is 24 meters, which really isn't that far. I would say it's about where that little thin tree is. Maybe a little farther, but, you know, about there. But I can clearly see much, much farther into the distance. And, well, why is that? That's because it actually downgrades the, the graphical fidelity of it. Like if you see here, like that tree right there is pretty, well, it just looks like a block on a stick, really. But as we get closer, and same with these, the detail gets fleshed out a bit more. So let's see if we can head over. This is just my mucking around. This is obsidian. And I don't really approve of the name obsidian for it. Primarily... Whoops. Oh dear God. Why are we going so slow? Alright. Auto run enabled. This is a hole that I dug. That I, you know, promptly fell into. I was hoping not to show the fly mode just yet, but apparently I have to. So yeah, I don't really approve of this being called obsidian, primarily because of the sheen on it. I think it should be called onyx. Because to me, that's what it looks like. That is all. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's onyx. But here we go. As we move forward closer to this tree, Now, it's not expecting me to move that fast, and my computer is choking, just absolutely choking. But as you can see, things go, there's a bush, and now it turned into a real bush. So it just, I'm calling it tessellation, because it's kind of the same principle, but I don't think it actually counts as tessellation. It's not actually tessellating anything. But it is doing the function that tessellation was designed to do, I guess. Just go with it. Let's just go with it. So yeah, this is basically what you've got right now. You've got your planet, and you've got blocks, and a really kind of intuitive building system. Let's get it a fly mode, because that's ridiculous. And then you've also got your walking speed, which your walking speed needs to be increased. If I had one thing that I would request, is that your walking speed get increased. Because, like, this is your run. And to me, let's not do it on there. To me, the run speed is a little bit too fast for a walk. But the walking speed is just, like, seriously, I walk way faster than this, and I'm a slow fucker. Like, I am really, really slow. And there's my cat. He apparently wants love. So, I'm a really slow walker, and this is ridiculously slow. I think this is a little too fast, but somewhere in between would be nice for a good walking speed. And then the sprinting speed should be increased of an equal amount. I don't like those little edge blips. Anyway, so I mentioned that you can place those kind of sliced blocks. And in order to do that, in order to switch your block style? Yeah, we'll call it style. You would hold down the Alt key, and that slices the block, or shows the different slices of the block. Now, as you saw, we cycled through them, and it's not like you have, you know, the different corners. Like, I don't have this corner that can fit on here. It's just always like that. So, what if I want to do that, and then we do that, but I want to go on this side? Well, to do that, you would press Y. And Y will rotate it via, well, the Y-axis. And then, I think T, there we go. T rotates it on the, be the Z-axis, I believe. And you gotta, there we go. You gotta work on it, or I gotta work on it. Anyway, so that's how you would place your slices. And let's get this back to full block, because that's what I do. And, oh, and each block type, this one probably, yeah. So, like, this is that kind of slightly sliced. See there? That's what it allows you to do. That's it. Hey, come here. Which is kind of cool. Each one has its own little abilities. Like this one here is, again, just up. Where was one? That one's just going up. And that one just allows you to go in a lengthwise fashion, as well as up. So these ones are literally just build up. And these ones are just build sideways and up. And you can just walk up them because they function like ramps. It really, to me, it's an intuitive building system. I think it's really quite cool. Now, will it allow me to go down? Yes, it does allow me to go down. Also allows you to build upside down bleachers, apparently. Anyway, let's hop into flying mode and turn auto run on. You have auto run, which is the tab key, which is quite handy because you will be needing it because there's no reason to be walking. So here is water. Water looks pretty good, but water has no physics. Currently, they have very little physics involved. I think physics are really just relating to gravity, which gravity is a thing that but it seems to only affect players. Another thing with water is, where is water? Water's right there. This is another thing with water. It's just another block, but you can walk through it, and when you get into it, it activates a sound. So it's still very, very, very simple. Very simple in design. Now you might notice that you can see pretty far over there, but you can't see very far over there. And there's a very, very, very simple explanation for this. It's not that the world just ends. Oh no, the world doesn't end. No. The world is a cube, as shown there. You might think that that is just part of the skybox, where they just, put a picture of a moon. But I always go around the wrong side. Probably because the other ones are farther away. Woo! I hope you don't get nauseous easily, because that can make you pretty damn nauseous. Haha. Alright, let's get away from the edge. So that is not actually just a painting. It's not a picture. It is an actual object. And this actually displays the whole tessellation thing fairly well. As I go out farther and farther, it becomes more and more like a map. And very, very simple. And things in the distance, you can only see the large, large objects. Like, you can see the whole world. But it's rendered very, very simplistically. So, like, those are huge trees that are just 2 blocks. This huge forest is just a few hundred for the whole thing. The mountain is built up of, a few dozen. It's just very, very simple. And let's head over to this moon, and we're just going to fly there really super fast. So, yeah, here we are. This is the moon. We should be entering its gravitational pull soon, which means we're going to flip. Any minute now. There we go. Woohoo! That isn't nauseating at all. So here we are on the surface of the moon, or one of the moons, as you can see. There are 5, I believe. Yeah, just for this guy. I don't think that there was any others. I think it was just 5. 5 seems to be the number that's sticking in my head. Now, I have been up here. I have wandered around. I've not really left any traces because it seems like you can't build on these. Like, you can't actually do anything, and I'm not sure why. There's probably some technical reason, but yeah, this is the moon. You can venture here. Now, obviously, this is just in creative right now, and there is no like survivalist things. There's no, as far as I've been able to tell, there's no crafting system implemented yet. There's just a lot of blocks, and you can build. If you dig down, like you saw when we fell down the little pit, that there was a whole lot of dirt. They have plans. If you've looked at their website, if you followed this game at all, they want to have, like, you have your surface, you have like your crust, you have the mantle, you've got the core, just a bunch of different layers to the planets. And I think that they're actually going to have, and this is where the Starbound thing came in. I think they're going to have like spaceships that you can fly to different planets. And I sure hope that you can make them cubed, because I'm building a Borg cube. Because I'm just looking at these and I'm thinking, damn, these all look like Borg cubes. And even the sun, like, look at that. Even the goddamn sun is a cube. Now, I do need to mention that I'm 99.9% sure that the sun is actually just painted onto the skybox. Because if we hit F3, you can see the coordinates there. I had each one of those up to 2 million, or, well, over 2 million on each one of the axes, trying to head to the sun, which, funnily enough, as I'm looking at it, the first one is a negative, and it's going down. So, yeah, I didn't get any closer. The planets and everything, this mess got farther away, but that mess didn't get any closer. So I am fairly certain that that is just part of the skybox and not something that you can actually, like, get to. Which makes me sad. I wanted to get to the sun, and I wanted to burn up in the sun and die horribly. Let's see if we can, see how quickly we can fall back to this planet. I haven't actually done that from this high. Actually, no, let's not do that. That'd take too long. That would take too long. It would be far too boring to fall. So from here, though, it won't take too long. And there we go. Boop. So one thing to also note is that they do have enough of the physics system in to affect the gravity of the planets. So this being a moon, you can jump really, really high. Like, sickeningly high. Like, stupidly high. Woohoo! Like, jump up to the top of a mountain range. High. It's pretty damn cool. You can't do that on this planet, but the planet also is still showing some features. Now, I'm sure if I cranked the visuals up, we'd be able to make out more detail on the planet. I don't know if we'd make out enough here, but I actually almost want to do that. Hopefully this doesn't muck anything up. But let's, I'm going to crank this up. This is going to become a slideshow. I am very, very sure. So, bear with me. Or not. Oh, there it goes. So, yeah, we're still too far away from the planet. But this guy's still showing pretty good. Like, that's basically full detail from up here. It's pretty impressive. Actually, you can see a lot more on those guys as well. But you can definitely tell that we're the frame rate has significantly dropped. I'm at like 10 frames a second here, and it just dropped down to 4 as it brought in a bunch of chunks here. Look at that. So you can make it look really impressive. If you have a beast of a machine, you can make it look pretty damn good. So I'm actually going to reduce this because this is going to destroy my frames. Let's bring that back down. There we go. Now we're back up. So it's quite interesting. It's got quite a ways to go. Obviously, they're planning, if my memory is correct, they're planning on having this released, like, version 1.0 out of beta, like, final by the end of the year. So I think they've got a long way to go, and it's pretty ambitious, but I think they've got a lot done already. So, like, their terrain generation looks pretty good. Could probably use some tweaks, like those little stray blocks. I wouldn't mind those being torn up. The gravity system needs to be made. they've got some good progress. They do have a great plan. They appear to be pretty active in the community. They really want to make this work. You can definitely tell that this is something that they want to do. They want this to be a thing. They really do. They want this to be the best that they can make. They don't want to half-ass it. And I actually really appreciate that. I think this is something that's going to work out. I really do. So anyway, while I try to crash land back on the planet, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, or add me to your Google Plus circles. I also have a Patreon campaign going on. Feel free to support me on there if you so desire. And if you want to see more, click that subscribe button.